Have you ever had a game where your opponent only had a few life left and then you ended up losing? It's pretty frustrating, but there is one thing that you can start doing to make sure those games happen a little less frequently. All right, you've probably heard the phrasing face is the place, or some people talking about smork. And yeah, that's what we're here to talk about because this is something that players do not do enough. Even though it's kind of become a meme and talked about, a lot of players still do not hit face enough. And it might seem only certain decks can apply damage to face or be aggressive, but the point of a game of Hearthstone in order to win is to get your opponent to 0 health. It doesn't matter if they have minions on the board, if they have a weapon equipped, it doesn't matter how far into their deck they are. As long as they hit that 0, you win. And that's what it comes down to. So let's talk about a couple of things that you can do to help increase your win rates with this one trick. First, hit face. It's that easy. Okay, maybe not that easy, but really, that's the baseline of what you want to be doing. Every turn, when you have the option to either go face or to make a trade, you need to look at the impact of what a trade would do. Is that trade actually useful? Most of the time, probably not. If the board isn't threatening lethal, or if you aren't trying to protect a certain minion, then just hit face. You need to be looking at the game as trying to get your opponent to 0. Yes, as you progress across the ladder, as you get into more detailed matchups, oddball scenarios with board states, sure, you might want to think about certain trades. But more often than not, really, you shouldn't be making trades. You should be sending your minions, your spells, your weapons to your opponent's face. Now, when you do this, you are forcing your opponent to have an answer. And sometimes they will, but a lot of times they might not have an answer. And when you are applying pressure, when you are putting that damage to your opponent's face and forcing them to have an answer, it can also sometimes mean that they have to choose between playing an answer or developing their own board. So not only are you hitting face and putting your opponent closer to that 0 to win the game, you also are making their turns a little bit more awkward or forcing them to choose which answer or which style of play they will respond with. This may not work in every single game. Sometimes there's going to be taunt minions. Sometimes there's going to be healing. Sometimes there's going to be armor. Sometimes there's going to be removal. It doesn't always go to plan, but I will say the more often that you stop trading and start sending minions or your damage to your opponent's face, especially when they aren't key important minions or taunt minions that literally block you from hitting their face, the more often that you send that damage to face, the higher your chances are of winning those games. So what are you waiting for? Stop trading, start hitting face, start winning more. The equation is there. Now it's up to you to do it. And let me tell you, if you have ever overtraded or ever had a game where your opponent was at 5 health or less at the end of the game and then you ended up losing, go ahead and just thumbs up this video for me because we've all been there. I understand. Definitely know how you feel. It's frustrating, but you can work on some things to change that, like going face more often. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Let me know what other kinds of topics you'd like to see, how detailed you want me to go with some of these ideas in the comments below. And if you want to check out even more tricks, tips, and strategies, check out this playlist here.